Hello, everyone. I'm City of Las Vegas Communications Director David Riggleman. Thanks for joining us for Access City Council. Coming up on this show, big improvements continue at Gary Reese Freedom Park, and find out about the work of a local nonprofit organization to build stronger, healthier communities. Here to talk about these topics and a whole lot more is the councilwoman who represents Ward 3. You know who it is, Olivia Diaz. Welcome back. How are you?
I am fabulous. Just dealing with this triple-digit heat here. This last week has been something else.
We go from 0 to 100,
110.
like that. We couldn't even ease into it. It's like boom.
No, we had such a nice spring, because I'm going to give credit to Mother Nature for letting us enjoy some cooler weather through May this year. But geez, it went from spring to summer in a heartbeat.
So we hope everybody's staying cool out there and taking advantage of our city facilities. We got pools open out there, and enjoy and stay cool there.
Speaking of which, David, we're still struggling to keep our pools open.
Yeah. We don't have enough lifeguards.
Because we don't have lifeguards. So I just want to put an SOS out there. Anyone watching, if you or anyone you know is looking for a job or a part-time job and want to help us out being a lifeguard at any of our community pools, please steer them to look at this job opportunity so that we can keep the pools open for normal hours. And we're having to really condense our programming and offer based on what we have in terms of staffing. So know that we're not closing our pools because we want to, but because we have to. Safety is a priority, and we can't have pools open without lifeguards. Yeah,
it's a problem really across the United States right now. The only requirement, you have to be able to swim. But we'll teach you. We'll certify you and get you certified if you're a swimmer. So if you're interested, love to hear from you, because we need, Councilwoman said we need lifeguards. So.
And I think you can be 16 years of age to get in there as long as you know how to swim. So
that's right.
I hope that you can spread this, because we really want to see our pools open to the max for our community's utilization this summer.
Exactly right. Well, Councilwoman, you're born and raised in Ward 3. You know it like the back of your hand. We're going to show you on the map. If you're not exactly sure where Ward 3 is, well, there it is. It's that area, of course, with the 3 on it. It's basically East Las Vegas. Incorporates a lot of our downtown and stretches all the way out there. You're edging toward the west as well, along Valley View. So,
and Sahara mostly.
Yeah, very good. So if you live in that area or work in that area, then you are in the city limits of the city of Las Vegas. And if you live there, if you're a resident, you're represented on the city council by Olivia Diaz. So we have a full show. I'm really excited because we've been in this thing called the pandemic over the last couple of years, but nonetheless, some new businesses are still opening in your ward. We love that. You posted this on Facebook. You said another new business has opened in Ward 3. Tell us about this one.
So Pacific Workplaces is co-op working space. So for you that are very familiar with working from home and co-op work spaces, this is basically a co-op work space. But it's Pacific Workplaces, and they're offering folks who may need a space other than their home to meet with clients or to come and do. Sometimes I work more productively when I'm not in my house, and so some people need that space outside of their home too. So they're there for any folks who are looking for space, meeting space, conference room space, just a little space of their own to have regular hours to go to. They're very, very accommodating. Everything was refurbished, David. They put in a lot of money into renovating the space and making it just a magnificent workspace for people who want to rent.
Yeah, it used to be the old Bank of America building downtown. It's now called Tower 300.
Tower 300 is the name of it. So it's going to take a little minute, because I'm like, Bank of America building.
Bank of America building. Yeah,
but
me too.
It's no longer Bank of America owned, and so now it's Tower 300
All right, Tower 300
on 4th Street.
Pacific Workplaces in there now.
So check them out.
Yeah, exactly. Also, another new business, a little smaller in scale, but still pretty cool. The beauty shop opened downtown in the Arts District, right?
They're very centrally located on Main Street. Two Latinas opened this beauty shop. Very proud of them staying the course through the pandemic to see this moment materialize, and they will allow you to go in and get pampered if you need a set of nails, if you need a pedicure, if you need a manicure, even waxing they do. And I think that looking into the future, they may be expanding what else they offer there, but it looks amazing, and I'm just so proud that they were able to accomplish the feat of getting their doors open. And I have yet to go get pampered, but I need to schedule something.
You deserve it. Go in there. Yeah. Welcome to Ward 3 Beauty Shop. Glad to have you. And then out at Gary Reese Freedom Park, a very cool amenity just recently added, the mini pitch soccer fields.
Yes.
Courts.
So I want to say that first and foremost, Target, thank you so much for your co-sponsorship in this endeavor, because we were able to get these up and running because we obtained a very generous contribution from Target. The rest we put forth from our city coffers, but it just turned out beautiful. They're smaller soccer courts or fields, but
they're hard
they're
courts.
hard,
yeah.
and they're more for fast-paced, action-packed soccer playing with smaller teams right there.
Small goals too.
We placed them where the adaptive basketball courts used to be at Gary Reese Freedom Park. We saw the utilization rate was not very high for those basketball courts, so we kept the basketball hoops on the end, but we placed the mini pitch soccer courts in the center, and they look great. We already cut the ribbon. We already had our first tournament off of these courts, and we just want to make sure that people know that they exist, and if you need to program your teams to come and utilize them, reach out to our parks facility department so that they can help you coordinate utilization of these new mini pitch soccer courts.
It's pretty cool. And you have a new playground, new trees are planned, and a dog park out there too? Is that coming? Yeah.
Well, we have that all in the works. That's on our wish list. We've been getting feedback from the community as to what else they would like to see, and so we're just trying to
I love it.
Cross things off the list as the monies are available to do so.
Those mini pitch soccer courts really popular. It's a really fast game. It's you got to have quick feet to play it.
And speed.
Yeah,
you got to be in great shape to be bouncing around, and then also a lot of the play is angles and utilizing the courts and the ricocheting off.
A little like hockey, exactly. So
exactly.
A lot of fun and very popular. It's really catching on. Like I say, you've already had a tournament, which is great. Council, I want to tell everybody we've got a program. We call it the Shift Community Resource Fair, or the Shift program. Tell everybody about this. I know this time of year, especially, that kind of guidance from the city. If you've got some issues related to ordinance violations potentially at your home or in your neighborhood. Some good resources.
So, David, we're really targeting areas in Ward 3 that are close to being, called blighted areas. And so these are areas where we're starting to see that the upkeep and just the safety of some structures and just the appearance overall is kind of not optimal. And we want to prevent any area of Ward 3 being called blighted. And so we put our heads together and we thought safety is of top priority for us. We want to make sure no family goes without the basics and keeping their home in a safe and sound way. So Shift was born out of this concept of wanting to make sure that we're maintaining the quality of life in our communities, that we don't get into that denomination called blight, and that we're providing resources, because sometimes in the communities that they're borderline being blighted, they don't have the financial resources to be investing into their home, because there are hardworking service folks that are making very little. And right now we know the cost of living has just increased exponentially, and so that now it's even going to be harder to make the monies and save the monies that you need to maybe fix your roof, to maybe get rid of a shed that you inherited when you purchased the property and you didn't know that they didn't get all the permits, but you have it now, and you're going to have to figure out how do you make it whole, how do you make sure that the structure is sound, or how do you make sure that you tear it down just for long-term safety concerns. So that's where Shift was born, and we hope that people are taking advantage of this opportunity. They're getting educated, they're becoming aware of what they need to do on their end, and that the city is offering resources for families that qualify. So it is based on your income, based on the number of folks in your family, and so there is a formula that our staff is looking at to see if you qualify for getting any of these monies to help you make these much needed repairs, because nobody wants a leaky roof. When we hardly get rain, but when we do get rain, we don't want it causing further damage in the homes. So we want to keep everyone as healthy and happy and safe as possible, and that's why Shift is here to help. And
you saw the trailer. We showed you the trailer. We take it out into the neighborhoods, and so
we go to you, and it has been a vision of mine for us to not make it hard for community to access city resources, and so we take the resources to the community. So I hope that you guys are taking advantage of all the resources, and we have representatives from multiple departments that can help you triage on site. What do you need to do if something is not in order? And that's the best of all worlds, because then you don't have to be bounced around to building and safety and planning. You have the whole team right there to help you navigate. And we know city processes are not necessarily the most easy to understand or to know how to navigate, but that's why we have our city team there to help you.
Exactly. All right. So take advantage of Shift if you're in that situation. And Councilwoman, I love this. You posted this on Facebook. You said, today I joined my colleague, Councilman Cedric Creer, at the Strat Hotel, Casino, and Skypod for the unveiling of 4 new murals. Now, tell us about this.
Yes, it was very cool to see that one of the artists that Life is Beautiful brought out partnered with the Strat, and they let him come up with these concepts while he was here in Vegas. He kind of was taken back by the neon and by everything that we have to offer as a city, and that's kind of what transpired into these 4 huge murals that are
on
now
the side of the building,
on the side of the Strat.
Nice,
and so
nice.
Got to meet the artist Antonio. So very he said it was his 5th or 6th visit from Spain. So the artist is actually from Spain, but very pleasantly surprised with the vibrancy. I thought for the summertime, just the colors, the way they pop off the building looks amazing.
And those are so cool because it's huge. It covers the side.
And I really love that now as you're coming towards the Arts District and you're passing the Strat.
Sets the tone.
We have more art to get our eyes on, and so I never find that a bad issue.
Me either.
So.
Well, speaking of art, you got a call out for artists to do some work over at the East Las Vegas Community Center, right?
Yes, absolutely. So I hope that if you know of artists who are looking for work or artists who like different niche projects, I hope that you'll steer them our way. It's always helpful when local artists inform other folks about these opportunities, and I hope that you guys reach out to our Office of Cultural Affairs to figure out how to submit. And I know that sometimes that can be complicated, but we have an amazing staff there in Oka, and that's Office of Cultural Affairs, and they will definitely help figure out how you can bid and can be part of the process.
Love to hear from you. Again, you can contact, we're going to tell you before the end of the show how to reach the councilwoman and her office. If you're interested, you can contact everyone here at the city via those contact information. If you're an artist, know of an artist out there, I'd love to have you on board. It'd be pretty cool. And then, Councilwoman, I want to tell everybody, recently at the City Council meeting, you recognized the Las Vegas Carpenters Union, Local 1977, for their work in the community, right?
Yes, David. Well, they put in some massive hours to help us clean so many of our city parks with help of Get Outdoors Nevada. Get Outdoors Nevada is an organization that helps us tremendously in making sure that our trails and our parks are beautiful and clean. And then post-pandemic, we know that there's nothing like being outdoors, not just for health and well-being, but just because we need it. We need that time to be in the sun and be out with Mother Nature. And so I just thought it was very fitting if they were recognized at a presidential level for all of the volunteer hours they had put in, that we needed to also recognize them for that huge feat. And they've come to many cleanups in Ward 3, and I just feel that if we translated all of those hours, and that's how much work we've saved, even our city employees. So they're helping our city employees.
It was hundreds of hours, as I recall.
Thousands.
Thousands of hours.
I think we got into the thousands.
Wow, that's great. Well, thank you so much.
Over the course of the year.
We love when people volunteer and help like that. It's gold.
Yeah, it is. It's awesome, and they're gearing up to beat that record that they set last go. So they're already at 600 or so hours. So I think that they're very poised to beat their hours that they clocked in last year.
All right, they're setting a good example out there for all the other organizations as well. And then, Councilwoman, a lot of dialogue about Hunt Ridge Circle Park, the area around it, next steps. You've been in dialogue with the community over there. It's been kind of an ongoing conversation.
It is, and we've had some transitions in staff here too, so we haven't been able to continue it as seamlessly as possible, but we're getting there, and that's why this meeting is so important. We invited the community to come out and share their vision of what do they want to see the park come back as, what do they expect in terms of utilization of the
Right.
park, and how can we jointly make sure that when we bring the park back to the community, it stays a vibrant, happy
Right.
place that everyone can enjoy. I think ultimately that's what our mission about these conversations is, making sure we're on the same page, making sure that what is
Right.
missing is being worked on to be brought to fruition, but most importantly, to get the community to activate, because parks need to be activated
Right.
by usership.
Right, and that's really the thing. You want to be able to hear from the community about what comes next. It's in their community,
Yes.
right, in their neighborhood.
Yes.
So, well, keep us posted on how all that goes, and we'll keep the community posted. then. So,
Absolutely.
all
We'll keep
right.
things moving along,
Exactly, as you always
especially
do.
now that we have Steve Ford as our director for parks. So I feel very confident we're going to be able to
Yeah.
meet the needs. Again, this is all contingent about the feedback we get and what
Yep.
we're able to
Right.
make pencil, because at the end of the
Right.
day, resources are not as infinite as we wish
Right.
they were.
And
but-
at this stage, we're all ears. We're listening to what you have to say. So, all right. Well, Councilwoman, I'll tell you what, we need to take a short break, but when we return, a local nonprofit group is making a big impact in Nevada and across the United States with underserved individuals and communities. Find out about services and programs the group may be able to offer to you and to your family. That's next, so please stay with us.
¿Qué tan preparada estaría tu familia de un incendio forestal llamar a tu puerta? ¿O una inundación? ¿O un temblor? No puedes desaparecer un desastre natural. Por eso es importante ir ahora a listo.gov. Tiene las herramientas y consejos que necesitas para hacer un plan de emergencia con tu familia. Así que si el desastre llama,
Vamos.
estarás listo para proteger a tu familia.
Ah, es solo la pizza.
Haz un plan hoy.
María, tiene usted prediabetes.
¿Prediabetes? Ah, no, mire, doctor, yo no tengo tiempo ni de comer bien ni de hacer ejercicio. Yo soy una mamá muy ocupada.
Ay, pero ¿por qué no me lo dijo usted antes?
¿Cómo?
Claro, porque las mamás muy ocupadas como usted no pueden tener prediabetes. Permítame enseñarle. Aquí están las personas en riesgo de tener prediabetes. Y aquí, al final, mire, las mamás ocupadas como usted.
¿En serio?
No.
Mario fue pintor más de 30 años. Cuando Mario me dijo que tenía problemas en el trabajo, que se le estaban olvidando las cosas, fue difícil.
Yo le diría a la gente que le diga a su familia lo que está pasando con él. Y quiero que me apoyen, que me entiendan y que me quieran.
Welcome back, everyone. Chicanos Por Las Causa, or CPLC, was formed in 1969 to fight discrimination against the Mexican-American community. Today, the group provides services to people of all backgrounds. CPLC works to build stronger, healthier communities by providing people the skills necessary to become self-sufficient. With us today to explain more about the organization is the Nevada Area President, Rupert Ruiz, and the Housing Director, Rumi Chaitis. Thank you both so much for being here. It's an honor and a pleasure to have you on the show. I know Councilwoman is very excited because of the help and the resources that you're bringing right into our communities here in Las Vegas.
First and foremost, that they made Ward 3 their forever home here
I
for
love that.
Chicanos Por Las Causa in the Valley. And so, yes, their services are valley-wide for anybody that lives anywhere in Clark County. But I love that they're here in Ward 3, so even more proud to have them part of our
I can understand why.
city.
Rupert, tell us a little about the organization overall for people that may not understand what Chicanos Por Las Causa does and the resources that they can provide. Enlighten us a little bit.
Well, Chicanos Por Las Causa, or CPLC Nevada, right, is a statewide nonprofit. Our focus has always been in helping underserved communities, right, that perhaps don't have the same advantage perhaps of somebody else, right? Our goal is to bring in bilingual services, bicultural services, right? We're not looking to change history. We're not looking to do any of that. We're looking to try to keep things status quo. But more importantly, in the community, right, what is important to us is that everybody simply has the ability to move ahead, right? And so we do that. We have the services that we provide. We provide small business services, small business lending for those folks that either want to expand their businesses or open new businesses. We also provide mental health, which is optimum right now, right? It's very key right now,
Yeah.
I think, in terms of the services that we should be looking to provide here in the state of Nevada. By the way, we are a statewide nonprofit. We also are an affordable housing builder. I thought it was important to talk about. I was in Phoenix, David, over the weekend, and the hot topic there is housing, right? And so
And affordable housing,
and
yeah.
affordable housing. Just sitting in my mom's house, right, listening to the same issues that we're having here. So, and I thought it would be checking with Councilwoman Diaz was, affordable housing for our area, and especially in the area that we serve, is very important. We're glad, we're proud, we're honored to be a part of Ward 3. We are truly proud. I will tell you that this young man has had his eye on that particular location for many, many years, right? And so the reality is, Councilwoman said it, it's our forever home.
I love that.
Right? So we like that idea. We like
They're
that.
located in that old bank. It used to be a credit union many moons ago. Growing up, I would go into the lobby with my dad of that credit union, but now it's Chicanos Por Las Causa. It's right there on Bonanza and Maryland Parkway. So I know people will be able to identify. And you guys did an amazing renovation and restoration. You have your sign out there. But it looks so amazing now that you've reactivated that building. So tell us all about those services you are providing, Ruby, in terms of home ownership opportunities, how you're educating our community about how they need to obviously prepare themselves for this, because it's not something that you wake up one day and say, I want to buy a house, but you actually have to have a lot of things behind you to accomplish that or see if it makes sense. So can you tell us all about that space, all the work you do with our community?
Yes, I can, of course. So I operate the Housing Counseling and Education Program, and what we do is we focus on everything housing. We provide people with access to a homebuyer education workshop, and we also provide them with credit counseling, get them prepared for home ownership. We also give them the opportunity to apply for down payment assistance. So it's an all-inclusive program where we really focus on developing the person or getting the basic education on what it is to be a homeowner. On average, we have 2 classes per month.
Wow.
One English and one Spanish, and for the most part, we have about 35 people come to each class, and we cover everything from credit, from budgeting, savings. We have guest speakers. We have realtors, lenders.
Obviously, financing opportunities if they qualify for additional down payment assistance. Do you provide that kind of counseling too?
Yeah. Of course. Yeah, so down payment assistance helps people who don't have the money for buying a home. So if they qualify, they can get up to $22,000 in a grant, forgivable grant, yeah.
Wow, that's terrific.
So they don't have to pay it back?
No, it's forgiven after 5 years.
That's terrific. That's terrific. And as Rupert was saying, housing is so tough right now for everyone. It's so, the price of everything.
Just finding a rental right now is, I've been
difficult.
running into a lot of people saying, I can't find a 1-bedroom home or apartment to rent at a reasonable amount. Like I can't find a $1,200 place. And then sometimes that prompts people to look into the home ownership opportunities, because then now they're being squeezed out of the rental market and they're like, but I wish I could figure out a way to then own something so I'm not kind of in limbo trying to squeeze my family somewhere else. And so
it's just a strange time right now with everything going on, with prices just seeming to skyrocket. So.
If you look at rental prices, right, you're paying somebody's rent, whether it's $1,200, $1,800, or $2,200. If you do the math, after 12 months, there's your down payment already. You're paying somebody else's mortgage, right? So we tell people, why not pay your own when a mortgage payment is very equivalent to a rental payment right now.
Great advice, great advice. Well, gentlemen, this is really a great discussion. We're running a little light on time, but so Rupert, I want to give you the final word. Tell us more about the organization, something that maybe you want to make sure that...
the organization itself, so we want to consider ourselves as a resource, especially to Ward 3. That's extremely important. There's so many services that we offer. I encourage the community and our neighbors to come in and check out exactly what we have. If it's a service that we don't offer, right? If it's a service that we don't offer, then our hope is that we can at least be a resource to the community so that we can show them and give them the right direction, right? So that's what we're hoping to do. But CPLC is proud to be be in Ward 3. We're proud to be part of the community, and the only way to engage, right, is to have folks come in, check us out. We're open for business.
How do they find out about your workshops, Rumi?
They can call the front desk, the front office, and register to the next class.
And what's that number?
It's 702-207-1614.
Very good. And again, the location is at Bonanza
And Maryland Parkway.
So what's your physical address so people...
555 North Maryland Parkway, right in the corner of Bonanza and Maryland Parkway.
Pretty excited about this. It's good
We're
stuff.
excited.
It is really awesome.
Yeah. Well, great to have you both here. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for all the work you're
Everyone,
going
thank you,
to, that you
Exactly.
are doing and that you're going to continue to do for small businesses, for residents, and just everyone. We didn't have time to talk about it, but they also do workforce development, especially with
Terrific.
our youth. So another
Vocational training for our youth. You're absolutely right.
Getting it all. Helping people get jobs, place to live. Yeah, that's good stuff.
All inclusive.
All inclusive.
And it makes the whole community better all the way around. So.
And the great thing about it, David, it doesn't cost anybody a dime.
Yeah.
Come on in.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Rupert, Rumi, thanks so much for being here. Pleasure talking to both of you. Best of luck. And again, we're very glad to have you in the neighborhood. So.
Thank you.
And folks out there, we always want to hear from you. So if there's something you'd like to share with Councilwoman Diaz, you can find her on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also contact her just by picking up the phone, 702-229-4623, or send her an email. Her address here at the city is odiaz@lasvegasnevada.gov. And she or one of her great staff will get right back to you. And if you have any questions about CPLC or anything we've talked about today, reach out to us, and she and her team will get you connected with who you need to speak with, and we'll go from there. So again, gentlemen, thank you so much. Best of luck.
you.
Councilwoman, we'll see you back in 6 weeks with another update from
before
Ward
we
3.
know it.
Yeah,
And after election results,
exactly.
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, the world's going to look a little different.
With the general elections coming here in November.
Coming up. So stay tuned. We'll keep you posted on all that as well. So anyway, folks, again, you can catch all of our KCLV shows on Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire. Also, watch for our QR code at the end of this show to subscribe to our newsletter. And don't forget, you can watch us live on the internet at kclv.tv. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time around.